All right, I don't understand with her obsession in being diagnosed with something. Look, it's like binge eating disorder, compulsive eating. Does it really matter what it's called? Listen, honey, it's effing up your life, all right? Call it a rose for all I care. Fix it. Deal with it. Work with it. It's never going to go away. Learn how to deal with it. Get healthy so you're here with us in 5 years or next year or in 10 years. I mean, I don't know how long, but you're not going to be able to use this excuse forever because you know what? You're not going to be here then. Get a grip. Hello, beautiful people. It's MommaGoob. How y'all doing today? I thought I'd come at you with a real quick Amberlynn Reid react. I'm not reacting to this whole video, but I wasn't gonna, again, I say this every time, but I wasn't gonna react to her. But again, she said a couple things that I want to respond to. And also, I probably will end up reacting to most of her videos. She's at sort of a precarious time right now, going through the weight loss surgery updates and all, and seeing if she can get weight loss surgery. I mean, I'm a little surprised that this arc has lasted this long, because she has, you know, gone down the surgery rabbit hole, and it usually only lasts, you know, a video or two. But if that's the case, I really want to be here and comment on what she's saying, sort of correcting the record, or really just adding my experience as somebody who's been through this before. So without further ado, I'm not, like I said, reacting to this entire video, but there was just a few things I wanted to comment on. Also, yeah, it's a beautiful day, so let's get this party started.
So my goal for the near future is to have my Sunday weigh-in uploaded on Monday. As you guys can tell, I've kind of been failing at that because I'm just taking it easy in January. I just feel like I need a little bit of a mental health break from filming, and that's fine. Me being my own boss, I'm able to do that, which I love.
You know, I can't really give her much grief for taking time off in January, especially because I really think at this point in her career, she's walking a very dangerous line. So she's walking the line between having to make money on YouTube because she feels like this is the only thing she can do, and maintain her mental health. So I don't fault her for a minute for taking time off. You know, we'll get into it later. She's going to go into a whole thing of how we hurt her and yada, yada, yada. We could do without that. But, you know, take your time, girl. You need to figure out what you need to do for you. And, you know, hopefully you'll have enough money coming in to keep your lifestyle going.
So the first question is, does the rest of your family also struggle with their weight? And not all of my family, but a really big thing for me when I think of my family and my weight is my grandma on my dad's side. Before I was even born, she was over 600 pounds, and she actually got weight loss surgery before I was born. I didn't even know they had weight loss surgery back then. Like, that's so weird to me. I know that.
So here she's talking about her family. You know, I suspect that when she says a lot of her family isn't obese, I think she really thinks about, okay, anything over 400 pounds is obese. That's not really true. It's just funny how that sort of thing changes just depending on your life. Because it's weird. I've never seen I actually have never seen a 600-pound person in life. Sorry if that sounds sort of ignorant, but it is what it is. And also I have to laugh about her not realizing that weight loss surgery was, you know, around back then. It's like, listen, lady, have you done no research at all? Either that, or she just thinks history started the day she was born.
I know that might sound like ignorant, but I thought weight loss surgery was like maybe like 20 years old, something around there. I'm 32 if anyone's wondering. So I always knew my grandma as a woman in her like low 200s, high hundreds. The grandma that I'm speaking of is no longer with us. She was like my mom when my mom couldn't be my mom, and I miss her dearly. Like, more than anything, I wish she was still alive because of how close we were. And it's like we have so much in common, not just the weight aspect, but she's also a lesbian, and I didn't know that until I was older and she had already passed on. My dad didn't want me knowing for some reason. That's like
So I thought this was pretty sad. That number one, her dad didn't want her to know about her grandma. And number two, that she didn't use this as a time to talk about, she's so much into gay rights, rightfully so. And, she did this whole diatribe a couple weeks ago or last week about, not wanting to use Ozempic because there's a shortage because celebrities take it. So she really could have used this platform in this time to talk about how, gay rights wasn't a thing when she was a kid. She could have really went into saying it was shunned, people didn't want to talk about it. People were shunned for being homosexual and such. She had this great opportunity to talk about how people were back then and how people are different now, and there's still more work to do. So I just find that sad.
Do you believe in health at every size? I do not. I do believe in beauty at any size. You can be...
Here we go again with the beauty at every size. Obviously, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. To every pot, there is a lid. Has nothing to do with your weight.
Because I remember about 6 years ago, I saw a doctor and they did my blood work. They called me healthy and they just said that I'm overweight. So I took that, I ran with it, I accepted that for what it was, but that's not the truth. I really feel like even with a clear bill of health, being my size is not healthy. It is a symptom of something, and that symptom is very, very unhealthy.
So I remember when this happened to her, this sort of health at every size, or you're fat but you're healthy sort of doctor. I remember when that happened. And really, the truth was she probably was healthy. Her numbers probably were fine. Maybe they weren't, who knows? We weren't there. We can only go by what she tells us. The health at every size movement is really a misnomer. They just mean be happy that you're fat, okay? Well, when you're real young, you do believe it because, you're invincible. There's really nothing wrong with you yet. But as Amber's learning, that really is starting to catch up with her now. While I do kind of, believe her that this is what her doctor said back then. I mean, I have no choice otherwise but to take her word for it. The health problems are starting to stack up now, dear.
Healthy. Next question. You don't drink much water. What are you drinking then? Are you ordering fountain drinks anymore? No, I'm actually not ordering fountain drinks anymore. I'm drinking a lot of this. I'm drinking a lot of A&W Zero Sugar Root Beer. I'm low-key obsessed.
She should enjoy that soda now because let me tell you, once you have weight loss surgery, you're probably going to be a year at least before you could drink carbonated beverages again. And then the first time you try it, it will be so painful. I remember, I had some soda out. It was probably, it was the Christmas after my weight loss surgery. So if I had weight loss surgery in September, this was in, December of that same year. So there was soda that was open and it seemed pretty flat. And I'm like, ooh, I'm going to try it. Oh my gosh, I was retching in pain and the soda was mostly flat. So, again, once she's had weight loss surgery, any kind of no calorie liquid or, like Crystal Light where it's 4 calories will do for her if she can't drink water. The most important thing is that she doesn't become hydrated. The most important thing is that she doesn't become dehydrated.
Fourth question is, what's different this time with weight loss surgery versus last time? So I don't know if you guys know this. Some of you are new to my channel. Some of you haven't seen all my videos or know about every single thing that I do in my life. I have tried to get weight loss surgery before. It was actually a few years ago. And they told me that they wanted me to heal from my past, and I took that as a fail. This time, I know they're gonna say that to me. Instead of thinking of it as a fail, I am accepting it as part of the journey. That is how I know my mindset is completely different. It's not gonna be a fail. It's not gonna be, no, you can't get weight loss surgery. It's, okay, here's your first step, now do it.
So if she knows that the doctor is going to tell her this time that she has to heal herself before she can get weight loss surgery, why is she wasting her time with the consultation now? If it's going to take her years and years and years and years of therapy, number one, why hasn't she done it yet? And number two, why is she wasting her time at this surgeon? You know, I just don't understand with this one.
Difference. Last question is, does Delta 8 make you binge? It does for me. Does it for you? So Delta 8 is a wannabe THC. I mean, it has THC in it. I don't want to get into details, but it's just legalized, like marijuana, kind of. And yes, I actually had to quit, and that was hard for me because I think I kind of started to rely on it. I woke up and I was excited to take one, and I couldn't go to bed without one. It was becoming a crutch. When I had anxiety or things felt heavy, I would take one, and it was becoming sort of an addiction.
So I cut a lot of the Delta 8 discussion out. It just was very repetitive, and I really don't know much about Delta 8, but here's my opinion. I have no proof of this, but I just think that, how can I put this? I think she's just saying it's Delta 8 because this is YouTube and you really can't cop to any sort of illegal activity. So again, I don't know much about Delta 8. All I know is what other reactors have said about Delta 8, that it's really, you know, does nothing. Here in Florida, we have medical marijuana, and someone close to me uses it for that reason because this person has a lot of health issues. So I was a skeptic about marijuana at first. At least the strain that they use for medical, and maybe it's because the person on medical marijuana doesn't have to take it like a lot, or doesn't use it recreationally, only uses it when they have to control pain and anxiety. I mean, I've seen a life, just a complete difference. This person's able to live their life as normal without pain. So it's been a real miracle worker to my friend. So I'm not anti-medical marijuana. I'm not anti-marijuana at all. I think it has its place. But I also think somebody like Amberlynn Reid should not be using it because really it will just spike her cravings. Maybe after she gets the surgery to control anxiety and pain. But then again, there's a lot of other medicines for anxiety. So I don't understand why they're not being, you know, more aggressive with her medication if she says that she's struggling so much. Because why live life like that, you know? If there's something out there, it's the year 2023. If there's modern medicine to control issues people have, I really don't see a harm in taking it.
I have always said that I have binge eating disorder. I was diagnosed with binge eating disorder, but was I misdiagnosed? Because am I just a food addict? I think of this.
All right. I don't understand with her obsession in being diagnosed with something. Look, it's like binge eating disorder, compulsive eating. Does it really matter what it's called? Listen, honey, it's effing up your life. All right. Call it a rose for all I care. Fix it. Deal with it. Work with it. It's never going to go away. Learn how to deal with it. Get healthy so you're here with us in 5 years or next year or in 10 years. I mean, I don't know how long, but you're not going to be able to use this excuse forever because you know what? You're not going to be here then. Get a grip.
Because people just, they make me feel so bad about being human, and I don't want to feel bad about it anymore. Anyways, so
here we go again about the people make me feel. Oh, Amber, You choose to feel. You know, a lot of people don't like this, but sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never harm me. Okay? Look, I've been there. I've had I can't even get into how bad it was when I was in elementary school. You move on, okay? Don't give them that power. Simple as that. I mean, look, you need to be here, you need to earn your paycheck. Stop bitching.
I weighed in at 520.0, which means I did gain weight and I'm exactly where I was on January 1st. Today is actually Tuesday and I got a new scale. You guys will actually see that in a vlog. I opened it for you guys and I explained why I got a new scale. And I weighed myself today because I wanted to see if the scale was accurate. So I stepped on the one that I usually use and then I stepped on the new one. And I'm already down a couple pounds from just Sunday. So that makes me really happy because like I said, I'm not.
So again, with the scales, I have a scale like this. So the scale in my room varies to how it's placed, all right? And it's not something like it's not a fault of it being on the tile wrong. It's just one part of my bathroom has a higher weight when I step on the scale than another, like 2 inches over. It doesn't matter, okay? All you need to do is weigh yourself consistently on the same scale, because it's not like you're entering into a prize fight where you have to be a certain weight. You just have to track the ups and downs. So it doesn't matter, the accuracy of the scale as long as it's consistent. So I just try not to move my scale at all, and I just keep track of the weight that way.
If you will. So on a happier note, my weight loss surgery appointment is coming up soon and I am honestly so excited. Oh my God.
Oh, by the way, I cut out a whole bunch of her discussion about her brother. It's not that I don't care. I mean, I get it. And she's genuinely upset. I can tell. But I just don't want to comment on it. It's not my place. And also, we're not her free therapists, okay? It's like reverse therapy where we pay her. No, I'm not doing that. So she's talking about being excited for her, upcoming weight loss surgery appointment. Again, I think it's a waste of time if she knows they're going to deny her because of all the mental illness she wears on her sleeve. Why bother? Why bother? You're not ready, hun. All right. I mean, you could be ready if you woke up and decided, hey, I have mental issues. I'm working on them. Let's just, figure out how to get weight lost or weight decreased so surgery will be possible, lose 50, 100 pounds or so, and continue to work on your mental issues, because your mental issues are always there. There's no cure. There's no cure to your past. I wish there was. But the real work is going to come after the surgery. So I really think that she thinks when she gets surgery, it'll be all over. Everything will fall into place. I am here to tell you nothing falls into place at all. The only difference is you're healthier, okay? Like for me, because of my MS, I was almost not able to walk at my highest weight. And since the surgery, I am as active can be. All right. That's the only thing that changed. My bank accounts didn't suddenly swell with like millions of dollars. Really, people didn't treat me any different. Like, I've said this before. I think my personality suffered just from the crap I went through in childhood and all the stigma with my weight issues. That did not magically fix itself. My self-confidence really didn't do anything. That's another reason why I'm doing these videos. I'm trying to, put myself out there and to, sort of build my self-confidence. I don't know if that's helping or not, but anyways, that's all I really had for today. I really appreciate you guys, the viewers that I've had in these last few videos. I really appreciate you guys being here. Again, I'm doing this to try to help the world. But, again, more so, I'm doing this to get myself out of my shell, put myself out there. I really feel like because of my age and what I've been through, I feel like I have a lot to share to the community. So I hope you guys agree. Thank you so much for putting up with me, and we'll check you on the next video. Take care. Bye. Mwah.